Oh, but the trees, the fabulous trees, short trees, tall trees, crooked trees, straight trees that reached for the sky, small trees that barely clung to a spot of sunshine. Hey guys, glad you're here. I'm just working on some writing. You know, I love to write each and every single day. Do you know why? Because every single day we write, we get better. We can tell a story. We can work on the description. Now, one of the most important things is describing. Think about a favorite book of yours or even a favorite video game or movie. Do you think they just write the dialogue on what's going to happen? No, they've got to think in their head, have a clear picture in their mind about how everything looks, all the way from the roads, the sidewalks, the pebbles, the grass, the trees, the houses, the colors. Every single thing that they put into your video game or in your favorite book or your favorite movie has to be planned out. That's why it's important to write each and every day so that we can get better at our writing skills and to tell a story. But the real reason why you guys are here today is so that we can do our next chapter in David Walliams' Ice Monster. Today, let me hold it the right way, right? All right, today we are on chapters 31 and 32. Let's go ahead and let's get started. Don't look around, chapter 31. Elsie threw her arms around the man and hugged him tight. "We did it," she exclaimed. "Yes, I did it," he purred. "Now release me this instant." The celebration had come too soon because the mammoth had started thrashing around inside the tank. It let out a cry muffled by the water. Woo! If they didn't get the creature out, and soon it would drown. The professor wheeled himself over and lifted the pickaxe above his head before smashing it against the glass. Crash! A patchwork of cracks appeared in the glass. "Roar!" cried the animal under the water. The creature lurched forward and hit the glass with its tusks. Smash! All at once the glass fell away and the icy water flooded the main hall, sweeping Elsie off her feet and the professor off his wheels. Swish! "Ah!" screamed the girl as she was hurled against the stone staircase. Doop! The professor had banged his head badly and was now lying face down in the water, his wheelchair on its side, a few feet away from him. "Professor! Professor!" pleaded the girl. Suddenly the old man's eyes opened and widened. "Whatever you do," he began, "don't turn around." Of course, there's nothing like being told not to look around to make you look round. Slowly the girl turned her head. Just behind her was the mammoth, rearing up on its hind legs. Hoo! The instant those legs crashed down, Elsie and the professor would be dead. Chapter 32, Knocked Awake. Elsie wrenched the professor out of the way just in time before the mammoth's giant feet thumped on the floor. Smash! Hoo! It cried. "Why is it trying to kill us?" yelled the girl. "We just brought it back to life." "It's a wild beast," replied the professor. "It's not going to say thank you. Now, for goodness sakes, help me!" Elsie grabbed the old man under his armpits and pulled him up the huge stone staircase that led upwards through the main hall. When the pair were a few steps up, the mammoth spun round and smashed into the Diplodocus skeleton. Crash! Elsie ducked as the giant bones came thundering down all around them. Whack! One struck the professor across the forehead and knocked him out cold. Doof! "Professor!" shouted Elsie. The girl slapped the old man across the face to wake him. When that didn't work, she dragged him further up the stairs to escape the animal. The mammoth began pacing towards them. It reached the bottom of the steps just as Elsie had managed to drag the professor halfway up. Surely the creature could not follow them up the stairs. To Elsie's horror, it could. "No!" she cried. Unsteadily, the mammoth rested its giant feet on the first step, then the second, then the third. Thud, thud, thud. In a rush, flee further up the steps. Elsie dropped the professor. His head hit the stone. Clunk! Normally, this would have been enough to knock someone out, but as he was already knocked out, it actually had the opposite effect. It knocked him awake. "Ouch!" he cried. "You're awake," replied Elsie. "Have I missed anything?" We're still going to die. Oh, no. Hoo! The mammoth let out its distinctive cry again, its trunk aloft and its sharp tusks now inches from the pair's faces. The creature whisked its head back and getting ready to impale them. Help! Cried the girl. Just then there was a mighty smash overhead. Kerbang! Dottie had crashed her hot air balloon straight through the newly repaired stained glass window of the main hall. Smash! It descended at speed through the hall. The bottom of the wicker basket struck the mammoth hard on the head. Boof! This cry sounded different, like a cry of fear. The mammoth scuttled back down the steps and across the main hall to hide under the shadow of an archway. Meanwhile, the basket landed with a thud and skidded across the floor until it came a sudden stop against a wall. Crash! Oof! Said Dottie. As the cleaning lady scrambled to her feet, she surveyed the scene. There were the scattered dinosaur bones and shards of glass from the window, and the tank, the pools of icy water, the broken basket, the hot air balloon made out of 1,000 handkerchiefs, and one pair of bloomers strewn across the floor. Naughty mammoth! Exclaimed Dottie. Look at this mess. It will take me all night to clear this up. Idiotic woman! That is the least of our troubles, interrupted the professor. The beast just tried to kill us. Isn't that right, Elsie? Elsie! The professor looked over his shoulder, but the girl had gone. Elsie! He called. Elsie! Unknown to him, the girl had made her way over to the archway to take a closer look at the mammoth. Keep back, foolish child, shouted the professor. Shh, hissed the girl. You're frightening it. Whatever you do, don't touch it, shouted the professor. The brave little girl ignored him and reached out her hand to meet the creature's trunk. It was the only part of the mammoth that was not hidden in the darkness. First, its trunk performed a little dance around the girl's hand, like a snake being charmed. Then, Elsie held out her hand flat, and something magical happened. The prehistoric met the modern. The two touched. All right, that does it for chapters 31 and 32. All right, so now you do have some questions, but let's see if you remember. You ready? I said, are you ready? All right, thank you. Kona's ready. Can you tell? Come here. All right, you, meaning each and every one of you, even Isaac, even McCoy, will have to answer each and every question with, that's right, complete sentences. All right, get those complete sentences. I'm going to get back to my sketchbook to work on some writing and have a wonderful rest of your day. All right, now where was I? Oh, the trees, that's right. The trees of every size came swooping into view.